Balance two important leadership perspectives. When leading and managing strategies, it calls for the manager to be able to balance the leadership on two dimensions, setting a clear direction and supporting people to develop themselves. Most leaders are more motivated by one of the two, and fewer leaders are able to balance the two in a clever way. It is all about personal preferences as a human being, and also about knowing the skills needed to excel. Balancing direction and support in a clever way is in the short version a matter of having the ability to tell the story and demand focus and progress on one hand, and on the other hand having the ability to be close to the individual, develop, involve, appreciate and trust people. To gain the balance, it calls for the manager to decide upon what he or she is passionate about and truly believes in, and whether or not the manager is able and committed to work with own personal mindset and behavior. Mindset and behavior is a core issue in leading growth, balancing change management and change leadership. Change needs to be led positively in an assertive way, building on strengths in each individual and team. Therefore, coaching and feedback abilities are crucial competences as tools for leading and managing individuals and groups to reach a certain strategy. Storytelling and facilitation skills will support the manager in succeeding. Great leaders act as examples and role models at all management levels, living the company's values. They are interested in and close to the middle managers, employees and customers, being very hands-on to support the value chain in everyday life, no matter on which management level they are. They are appreciative in their approach and building trust, setting direction, and leading every of their employees and teams to build upon strength and passion to perform even better. They are present on the floor to observe people in action, to give valuable feed forward, building strong foundations, and matching role with talent and passion. An exemplary manager is interested in people, what they do and how they develop and grow, balancing setting direction and developing people. Coaching and feedback is about asking questions, listening and reflecting in regular meetings with the employees. It is also about giving and receiving feedback when seeing employees in action. To reach excellence in this discipline, the manager must be able to use people's strengths as a starting point and then continue with learning objectives to be even better. This is applicable both when focusing on successes and working with continuous learning. When working with major changes, the competences in coaching and transformation dialogues is evident. The nature of these dialogues is widely different. In one end, it can be coaching employees or managers who are committed to the company's strategy and are unaware that they are allowed to do and train on what they are best at. This transformation dialogue is important for people who were struggling in the old culture and where they have a natural talent in the new culture. They just don't know that the culture has changed. In the other end, the transformation dialogues can be about exploring whether an employee or a manager can be passionate about working in a job that has changed. This often happens to managers when the management culture shifts from giving orders to leading by being even closer to people, facilitating, storytelling, coaching and giving feedback. Coaching and feedback skills are needed when working with continuous learning, setting goals, following up and matching people and jobs. Storytelling is the ability to tell and commit to a compelling story, both when approaching employees and customers. Understanding the value chain and what customer experiences really means is essential to create that story. Passion for customers and the interactions in all relationships in the value chain is a prerequisite to be able to excel in storytelling, no matter if the manager is close or far away from the end customer. Storytelling is also the ability to link the company's strategy to goals, working methods, important skills, and individual learning goals. This will answer the question, why do I have to do what I do, and why do I have to learn what I have to learn? Facilitation is the ability to create learning opportunities on the job, like on-the-job training with feedback and coaching, hosting internal networks, sharing successes, or working with continuous improvements. All of these activities can become an everyday inspiration to the team, and it can unfortunately also be structured activities without benefit. Balancing the activities so that they are constant inspiration calls for creativity, involvement, and a trial and error approach to changes. Managers and leaders' ability and know-how as facilitators and trainers is crucial to leading and managing strategies as a vehicle for change where everybody gets inspired by each other from best practices and star performers. Enter the Leadership Path Lead and Manage Development to learn more about coaching and feedback. And enter the Leadership Path Lead and Manage Performance to learn about how to use coaching and feedback to increase performance. Values that great leaders and managers commit to. When looking at the research from past decades and when listening to successful leaders and managers, there are some general values that they commit to. I believe that employees want to know what is expected of them. I believe that I need to set directions and be clear about what is not up for discussion. I believe that employees need to have the relevant tools to do the job they are hired to do. I believe that employees want to get involved and that involvement creates synergies and even better solutions. I believe that all people want to be involved in co-creating their own future to be able to do what they are best at. I believe that I do not have all the answers, and I think it is a strength to say, I do not know, what do you think? I believe that all people want to be cared for and to be recognized and appreciated in everyday work life. I believe that focusing on strengths in all people compensates for the weaknesses. I believe that I have to set a direction and at the same time support people to succeed. I believe that the best performance an employee can do is built upon the solution chosen by him or herself. I believe that all people strive to deliver quality, be successful, and that they want to be even better. I believe that all people want to learn and each in their own way. I believe that I, as a manager, need to be multiple dimensional to develop people aligned with their individual preferences, competences, and potential. I believe that all people want to get feedback on their performance from their immediate manager. I believe that to give and receive feedback with an open mind demands trust in a relationship and is a prerequisite for a great learning curve. I believe that I as a manager need to be close to my employees, supporting the learning curve through regular developmental meetings and observing performance in daily operations. I believe that people want to know that what they do and what the company delivers makes an important difference. Working with mindset is a main ingredient when working with strategies and changes. It is a long process and cannot be fixed with a tool. The world's best managers use a whole lifetime of practicing, eager to be even better every day. What they want to understand is how the other in a relationship functions inside, what drives them and what is holding them back. To practice competences in that field, you need to work in lots of relationships and with that focus in mind. Curiosity about people, including yourself, is a prerequisite. That is why structure and working with mindset needs to be seen as two different processes when working with strategies. And still these two things are closely linked. Structure is more continuous short-term changes that support a long-term change, where working with mindset is a long-term process. The ones who believe that they are capable and do not have to focus on working with mindset anymore have most probably never started. The ones who constantly work with mindset will most probably succeed even better when being a manager, where most management tasks are about relations, mindset, and behavior. The starting point for every relation between healthy people is that intentions are always good. What is evident to constantly work on is how the behavior correlates with the intention. That depends on both parties in the relationship and how they perceive the right behavior to be. We all have two sides of the coin, and which of them is perceived to be front or back depends on the other person's perception. The employee's perception of the manager is either a catalyst for greater results or holding people back. That is the reason why working with mindset is complex. However, there are competences to be aware of, which can be trained over time and which will support the manager when working with mindset to lead and manage strategies. To be willing and able to train these competences, the manager needs to, in their brain and heart, to commit to the general values. Personal preferences is what drives and motivates us. Some people like to lead by taking decisions for where to go, and some likes to help other people to grow. Learn more about mindset, intention, and behavior by entering the leadership path, Lead and Manage People.